This video here that I'm putting together is for our trip from New York to Arizona, which was about 2,500 miles. We did in 6 days, 5 nights. We stayed at a couple KOAs and KOA-like RV sites with electric and water and sewer. And our average miles per gallon was 11.4. And I'm looking at my notes here so I don't forget anything. So anyways, on the performance level, I started out at 60 miles an hour, and every day I would ramp it up, and towards the end I was going 70 miles an hour. Turned out our best miles was actually on steep slopes, and we would slow down a little bit under the speed. I had my cruise control on, and at the other side of the hill we go down and we get some real great gas miles. Actually, the flatlayer areas, we went to, from New York to Arizona, we did what we call the southern route. We went through New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas. That was a day and a half in Texas, to New Mexico, to Arizona. And it turned out the flat areas where I got the worst gas mileage. It was, like in Texas, it looked flat, but it was a small grade up. And I didn't really get good gas mileage on the flats. So as far as the weather, it was down to 24 degrees the first few nights. We ended up running 3 days with the antifreeze from the winterizing for the use of the toilet, and then we had bottled water. After the third day, then it was getting above freezing, or would go down a little below freezing. So we ended up using the water and stuff when we didn't have any problem. I'll put a link below on the video I did with using the winterizing antifreeze for our toilet. As far as the refrigeration, we had our trip times were between 4.5 hours and 9 hours, and so we ended up using these guys here. It's just a blue ice block. I had 2 of them in the freezer. I would put put it down in the refrigerator while we're traveling. When I got there, I would swap them. We didn't have any problem with the refrigeration at all. We didn't have to use electric gas or anything else. So that worked out really well for us. We didn't see any little guy maxes on our trip. All 2,500 miles, no little guy maxes. So there's not many of them out there. At least they weren't out there when we were driving. And then the last day, we went off the interstate. Interstate 10, the southern route comes into the south side of Phoenix. We end up taking Route 70, which went through the mining towns in Arizona, and that was Safford and Globe. The problem was that I was on the major thoroughfare. I missed the older parts of town, and it turns out with Globe, it's hard to take videos when you're driving. You really shouldn't. So I didn't, and it looked beautiful when we saw it. Eventually, just before we got into a more mountainous area, across the river was a beautiful downtown area. So someday we'll have to get back to Globe. So it was a great trip. Didn't do any boondocking. We wanted to, for a long trip like that, we wanted to have the comfort of water, electric, and the sewer. So that worked out really well for us. So if you enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Have a nice day. Well, this is our second day. We stayed overnight just north of Cincinnati. Woke up to 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a bad park, some trees. Campers it's a KOA. Got some small cabins here. And here's our little guy in our spot here. And so they got some nice grassy areas here. And we'll be heading out and we'll be landing in Tennessee. Our trip yesterday was 9.5 hours, a little longer than I thought it would be. But it was fairly decent. Got here in the dark. Couldn't tell where the roads were, where our site was, but we made out. We had a fun time. Okay, this is, we had our second night over. Another KOA. There's the office building, and To the right here is our little guy. Now we've traveled 863 miles. Today we're going to go to Little Rock. It's going to be a shorter trip. Yesterday's trip was 7.5 hours. We had a couple problems on the way in Cincinnati. They shut down all the ramps to the interstate, and we had to screw around with going in circles in Cincinnati to finally find how to get going on our route. And then about 2 hours down the road, there was a big accident where our tractor trailer went off the side of the road, was over in the ditch on its side. But overall, that should have, we had 7.5 hours, should have been really probably lost 45 minutes total on the whole thing. Now this KOA here has the RV, and over here they have the cabins, and they got a big fire pit, and they got a, looks like a volleyball area here. And hey Rose, how you doing? Yeah, a little cold, huh? Got down to 31 today, or last night. And we're next to an interstate, so you can hear the roar of the tractor trailers and stuff. But nice park. They had real clean bathrooms, nice showers that were still open even though the pandemic was going on. So we enjoyed this stop. Here we are in Little Rock. We're sitting outside the Little Guy. We got a spot right on the river. Those red and green lights are the new railroad bridge. There's the skyline of Little Rock. There's a building with a Christmas tree on it. And over here is the old railroad bridge. They made it into a pedestrian walk. See, it had a lift center, and so's the new one with the red and green lights. So you can see it pretty well. There we go. Well, we just spent our third night in the Little Rock RV Park, right across the river from Little Rock. There's our little guy. A lot of big rigs in here. And then sweep across over here. There's the Little Rock skyline. There's the automobile bridge across the river. Over here is the old railroad trestle. You can see there the lift part of it is up, and they made a pedestrian walk over it, kept it in place. And then over here to the right, further down, you see that past the automobile bridge. Next bridge down over there is the brand new railroad trestle with a lift bridge on it. So it was nice staying here. Took about 4 hours from our last stop, so we had a short day, which was nice. My average miles per gallon has been about 10.2. So that's from the very start from Rochester. We've put 1,160 miles on so far. So we got 3 more days and 2 nights, and we'll be in Phoenix. Well, heading west on I-10 into Arizona, we decided to take a side trip. It's diagonally cutting across Arizona. We'll be going through some small towns. And as you can see, we're in the middle of nowhere. No traffic either. Says it's 35 miles and it's the same time. So we'll see what this trip brings us. Okay, here's a little bit more of Duncan. Got a bakery over here. The stage stop. Railroad tracks over the right. An old car sitting out in front of that old saloon. Hey, we got the Duncan Theater over here. And a whole bunch of old cars over here. Wow, what a find it is. Okay, this looks like we're at the city limits at Duncan. Till the next town. Well, we're heading into the city of Stamford. The city of Stamford's known for the 3 C's. Cattle, cotton, and over here is cotton bales over in the field, and copper. Stamford has a population of 9,000 people. Largest employer is Freeport McMoran. It's a copper company. The mining facility there, 2 mining facilities been opened up recently. It's the newest, largest copper mine in North America. The city was started in 1873 and incorporated in 1901. And we'll stop here until we get closer to the city. And we got to stop for gas too. And hopefully got some fast food here to pick up. So, see you soon. Okay, we're in Stamford. Looks like anywhere's USA. There's supposed to be a historic downtown area. Hopefully we'll be driving up on it. The Arby's we want to go to. We wanted to go to Arby's on this entire trip. Finally we got one. So it's off here down the road. So there's your cotton fields right over here. Next to the major thoroughfare. Said there was a sign back there. It was a historic downtown area, so we're on the main road here. I'm guessing that maybe it's down the road here a ways, but we'll have to see. The Arby's is coming up on us on the right, I think. There's McDonald's there, and so I'm going to stop the video and start it again after we eat. Okay, we just ate at Arby's. Heading down to the town. Not seeing any old historic district here they're talking about yet. We might be on a side street. Well, we'll see what's going on here. Maybe it's the end of this thing. If not, it's anywhere's USA. We're at Anna and Thatcher, so I guess we just left Stamford. 2 towns ran into each other. Well, I'm going to turn off the video. It doesn't look like we got any historic stuff going on here at all. Okay, we got a mountain range here on our way to Phoenix. Heading towards the city of Globe. 7,600 people population. It started out as a mining camp in 1876. So hopefully we got a little historic downtown area. After Stamford, I am not certain what these towns have anymore. Anywhere's USA. Well, we're in the city of Globe. Again, the city started out as a mining camp in the late 1800s. Right now it's looking like anywhere's USA again. Maybe we'll come upon the little downtown area. We'll see. Looks like an old motel over here on the left, the El Rancho. Another motel, the El Rey. Nothing too exciting. like a bridge at the other end that goes across to some kind of river, so I'm gonna shut down. Well, we're heading into Phoenix. We're about 45 miles away. There's a little outcrop over there. Got some cactus. There they are, the little long-armed ones. And then a lot of bushes and stuff. Pretty green, actually. We'll see you at our AZ home next. Here we are. We just arrived at our home in Phoenix, Arizona. So, if you liked the video, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.